Hi everybody, this is Charles with Good Green Everything, and I wanted to share with you some of my secrets in order for getting to that place where you have the energy levels that you need throughout your day so you can do all the important things that you want to do. Now, of course, being in the health and wellness area, this would obviously bring to mind diet, nutrition, exercise, and fitness overall. And yes, that is involved. No big surprise there. However, one thing that we can all agree on is that when we get into this area and this topic, you find that you really need to get into some personal growth because that's where some obstacles that lie into really getting that energy that you need and finding that consistency with the changes that you want to make. Now, what could I be talking about? Well, I'm doing one thing right now. And if you have a smartphone or if you have some kind of equipment that can do a video recording and you can easily watch it back, that is a very rich source of feedback that you can give yourself. And that's the secret there. It's getting feedback. So the other two that I'm going to be talking about, in addition to this one, very briefly of course, not too long, is voice recording. And this is a Sony voice recorder that I just bought from Fry's. Very cheap. This is probably like $40. You can get more sophisticated ones, and of course your smartphone, is if you have one, an Android or iPhone or whatever, or even a tablet or your computer, has voice recording built in, and you can just talk into that. And there's all this fancy programs out there like voice recognition where you can actually get it to write out what you've said, and you can read what you've said, which is also another important tool. Another thing that is very close to me and that I do very, very often, in fact I did just before this, and was one of my creative outlets in order to feel inspired to share this with you guys, is of course journaling. And as you can see, this is only about half of what I've done. And this is over the past 3 or 4 or 5 years. This probably doesn't encompass 5 years, but this is probably about 2 or 3 years right here. And my latest one is probably it's right here actually. This is my latest one. I like to decorate them with stuff like see inside for instructions, refer to back cover for additional information, and of course on the back cover I've written, "It's all right." And it's some kind of pun, but basically it's just my own personalization to have more connection with writing. And as you can see, all that's filled up, and of course other things in there. It's very useful. So I've done this for a while, and I can't tell you enough that it's a very potent way to give yourself some very valuable feedback when you reread these entries that you've written, or you've listened to these audio recordings that you've made, or you've watched that video recording that you've made of yourself. So I highly recommend that you give yourself these forms of feedback in order to streamline and expedite the process of getting to those health goals that you have, getting to those energy levels that you want throughout the day, getting to those changes that you want to make. And I suggest that you go for it. Find some kind of outlet like this. Over and out.